Shalom, 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 Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, Ahaya, has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Just coming with a short message, and it's titled, Many Things Shall Come. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. I'm sorry I'm a little late here. I decided to just kind of heat me up some coffee here. But yes, I was earlier. I knew I was online. I mean, I was on YouTube and I uploaded a video live. I decided to kind of take me a nap. I didn't try to. I wasn't planning on, but I sat on the couch and I was watching YouTube, and I couldn't control falling asleep. I tried, I just couldn't. So I fought through it, and what I saw, I said, no, I got to go to sleep right now. I got to lay down and sleep. And let me tell you, I was listening to this. He wasn't a European, but you can tell he's somewhere. He wasn't a melanated man, but he was kind of young, say about 35, and he was talking about a subject that brought me back before you tonight. And the topic is, again, many things. Let me put that in. Many things shall come. And what he was saying, I did get kind of sad. And I don't mean sad for the world. I got sad for a people. Because I realized that we as a people have not prepared ourselves for what is to come. And I don't think we can. We cannot prepare ourselves for things that's coming upon us in a way that we know not or know how, because they have been doing so many things to us as a people that's unjust, to where we're really like numb to anything and everything they do. And I don't know if you all noticed that we are totally numb. They've done so many things to us that we act like we can't feel nothing. We just numb to it. And it brought me back to Deuteronomy 28. And it brought me to Matthew's 24. And it also brought me to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. When I see that, I could see exactly what the young man was speaking. But he was kind of troubled, you guys. He was troubled, not so much as what, no, he was troubled like, how could they come up with that? And why would they do that to a people? He was talking about what the four corners have planned for a people, us as a people. And he started off in Africa because he said that they're going to start in Africa, use the black people in Africa to make it so here in the United States. And he said he calls it a racial, I'm going to say it like I think I know he's saying it, a racial plan. He said it's a plan. He said it. They call themselves the next stage for 2023. He said that they are planning on starting something that affect us melanated people here in the United States and across the world. They're not speaking of Africa so much, but that's where they're going to start it, y'all. That's sad. And it's coming after a people. And he said it's a plan, and the plan called racial something. But it's like a racial plan that they have stirred up. And it is to go after us as a race. I believe that too. I believe it without a doubt. I believe it without a doubt. And when he was talking about it, I'm like, he was more so hurt that they using it on us as a people. He said our government gave Africa $55 billion. He said United States gave Africa $55 billion. And I'm like, wow. And he said, you would think that they couldn't or they wouldn't be able to do that. So much is going on over in this country, in America. He said, how could they take $55 billion and send it over to Africa? $55 billion. And he was just shocked. And he began to speak on the plan. And that's their next stage. Their next stage, he said, is not so much as of a virus, but it is a virus. It's connected to a virus, but it's connected to us as a people. And they're going to let it fall into Africa because Africa have not had any issues with the last virus. They didn't have too many outbreaks over in Africa. So he said that they're going to start off there and they're going to wing it all the way to on the four corners, like, but it's going to also, they're coming after the us as a people here in America. I believe it. I believe it. He said that's the next stage. He said he thought that maybe it would be the next stage would be another virus on our country and on other countries or continent. He said they are going to start something, but it's going to this time hit Africa, and it's going to hit only us as melanated people. Isn't that deep? That is deep. That is deep. It's deep, but I also see something. Listen to this. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. That's right now among us as a people. Now watch this here. This is in Matthew 24 and verse 10. And many false prophets shall rise. That is taking place big time. I can agree with that. And shall deceive many. Now this is what I think this man is talking about. And because, wait a minute. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. I would say give and gave of many shall wax cold. But he that, no. Let me see. No, I skipped something. No, here it is. Verse 9. Matthew 24 and verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Now, just think of that. What is all that's going on? He has to be talking to a people in Matthew 24 and verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. You see what they're going to do? He's saying that they sent 55 million over to Africa. As always, they always start all these diseases over in Africa. Just think about that. And he's saying that the sad part is about it, they're coming after melanated people in America and on around the corner, all over the world. That's who they're coming after. So the next virus or what they're going to do is going to surround us as a people. I believe that. I really believe that. I think I got an icing, donut icing all over my face. I really believe that. And that's why I say we have been speaking and covering, and we the true Jews, we the did, we the dead, we the did, we want many wives. We done talked about so much in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. And we were not, and we are not prepared for what they are preparing for. And can we get prepared? No, we can't. It's still got to fulfill the will of the Father. So when you see Matthew 24 and you see Deuteronomy 28, and then you go back into Isaiah, and why Isaiah? Isaiah speaking of in the last days, in the days that we are in. Isaiah 3 and 25. And they shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. They shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. No, it didn't say they. It says thy men. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. That's in Isaiah chapter 3, verse 24. So I believe what is actually happening is there got to be some sort of stage where they, and then as I was listening very close to what he said, and I was like saying, Father, I was just telling them, you release things for them to be able to do, because they couldn't do that just on their own. They can't just come up and just take out us as a people. They can't do it. It can't be done. But then when you start to see in Matthew 24, when it says, watch this here. Let me show y'all something in there. In Matthew 24, he said, first of all, Matthew 24 and verse 4, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name and say, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Now watch this here. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all of these things must come to pass. But, this is what he said, but the end is not yet. So he wants you to know, now when you see and you hear about wars and rumors of wars, that's a trap. Don't get troubled by that. That's what the Father said. Don't get troubled by when they start talking about wars and rumors of wars, because they want you. They know what to put before your face to make you get your focus off really what's taking place. And that's how this country has always been. They throw in our faces issues that's going on in other countries while we go focusing on, oh, over there, oh, those people need help, oh, those people there, oh, they doing this to them, oh, they doing it to them, and forsake what they are doing in this country to you. It is known. It's always been like that. And we as people, we quit. Oh, did you hear what they did? And they took this from Ukraine. Oh, they did this. They need help here. Oh, they doing this over in Africa. Oh, and they never focus on what they are doing. It's taking your focus off what they're doing unto you. Now, here it says, he's telling you, don't let them put wars and rumors of wars. We're going to have those. We've been having them since the beginning of time. But he said, let me tell you what he said. He said, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And then he also said, see that ye be not troubled. That means don't be caught up in these wars, because that's what they use as a shield to throw you off of what they're doing to you in your country, in the country you reside. They set up something to destroy you, and the first thing they want you to observe is all the issues that's going on in the world. And then we as a people, we get caught up in, oh, they do, the storm is here. They got a machine that'll freeze the air. They got this, they doing it, they doing that. Then you get people on the platform start talking about all the cares all over the world and every nitpick issues that's going on in this world, and they cannot see what they're doing. They're putting issues before you to throw you off for what they're about to do unto you. So this is what he said in verse 7, Matthew 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Now we know already, it's already on the map, even as I speak today, all kind of earthquakes all over places. But you think people care about that? No, you shouldn't get caught up in it either. But you have to be aware of what is actually taking place, because it's actually showing you what is heading your way. That's pretty much what it's doing. But here it also talk about famine. It talk about pestilence. Now, disease, all kind of disease, like I was explaining to you all, the thing that they had out the end of November to the end December, that I have never had before. Same thing last year, around about November or December. Same thing. It wasn't like the one I had this year. It was something different. See, a lot of people don't understand that the Father said you shall drink poison and it shall not kill you. In a sense, he's trying to let you know, when you have the Ruach in you, I'm going to be working 24/24 with all power. Meaning they ain't going to just come up to you and take you somewhere or take you out with what they want to feed you and what they want to put in your water or what they want to take you out with. Mine, you can't pluck them out of my hand. First of all, they in my hand spiritual. Second of all, my breath only, death only come after the breath that I call him to go after. Not every time man think he got the power to kill and destroy somebody. No, he said death only take his order. And there is a spirit called death that snatches the breath of life out, return it to the throne of the Most High, or higher. Okay. And when he send death, death ain't coming and saying, okay, but wait a minute, she's flying a plane, or oh, she doing surgery, or she got a lot of people in the car. No, death goes and get exactly what Ahia has ordered him to get. So death answered to the Father. So they can't just come in and just take your life up out of here because that's what they want. You see, it has to be ordered by the Most High, or higher. Okay, and then it says, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. That earthquake in diverse places is sealed. And if earthquake in diverse places is sealed, guess what? Nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and famine and pestilence, different diseases and famine. Let me tell y'all something. That stuff is already here. It's been here. Let me tell you another thing, the reason why I said that. When that man was speaking, I began to think about Matthew's 24, about wars, and not wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. I thought I shared this with you all. When I talk to the heathens, middle age, upper age, and my age, males, they seem to believe, now this is what's going on. They seem to believe there is a racial war that's going to take place really soon. They're preparing for that. They're preparing for that because this gives them the opportunity to really express really what they really represent. Patriots. So, and they're saying of a great America, or hateful of other races. we as a people showed this country and no other country that we are willing to hold our own and stand on our own 2 feet or stand up for what you would know that is righteous, just. We showed them the opposite, that even giving them more ammunition or more fire to come after us as a people. Now, I'm going to be honest, like I told you. They admit that they know that the system is really preparing a racial war. When I sat on that couch this evening after I got off alive, and I saw that clip of he might have been European, because he said, that's pretty much what he was saying. The next step is a war against a people and taking them out. That's the plan of the elites, y'all. And it makes sense too, because what Kanye and Kyrie and all of them, that is another reason to start coming after a people so we can get them out of our way, so we can do what we are planning on doing. But we first have to eliminate them. We have to take them out of the equation. Crazy. We have to take them. We have to remove them. Okay. And the reason why they would go after that, do anybody in the live chat know why they would take that step to do that to such a large number of people? And because we are a people, we're gone. We're not paying attention to what is our surroundings, what is around us, what they're doing toward us, their plans. They got you thinking about a war. They got you thinking about holidays. They got you thinking about things that don't even mean, oh, you the true Jews, we the people, and all this nitpick stuff. But the thing that you would have thought that people would have been preparing for, they are nowhere ready for it. Distraction. Exactly. And they done a pretty good job. And I'm sitting here on the couch hearing this guy say it, and he ain't saying it like he glad. Now, this man is not saying he's like, hey, I'm glad. That he was just saying, how could they have come up with that? That's what the man was saying. And he was on there for so long. I fell asleep and woke up, turned to the side and woke up. He was still on there. He's saying that, how could they have come up with something like that? That's pretty much what he was saying. He said, that's off the chain, the way they got it planned. And it is a simple, not a simple, it is a racial war. That's what they're doing. They're preparing for it. I already knew that because I believe Matthew 24. And I thought about Isaiah 3:25, where they said, our men would fall by the sword and our mighty men in the war. And I'm like, what war are they going to talk about? Isaiah, what are you talking about? In these last days, what war they going to be in, and they going to die, and they going to fall by the sword? Where is that at? When is that? Then you look over in there, it tells you right after he's purging the daughter of Zion, and he's talking about the baldness in the head, he purging her, us, females. It talks about it in there. It's right next to it. Then and your men, in a sense, telling you that those women that they're purging and your men shall fall by the sword, and your mighty men too. The one that think they tough and they ready, they're gonna fall by the sword too. So I'm like listening to this guy, and I'm saying, let me tell you what I said before I just went totally out. I said, Father, they reading that book, ain't they? That's what I said. That's the only thing I could think of. I said, Father, they reading that book, ain't they? They reading that book. You see? That book, they got them instructions and direction. That's what they follow. I said, they reading that book. And we as a people, we bypass it. It was a time where they wouldn't allow us to learn how to read English or even be able to look at a book. Don't forget, we got people who died because they were trying to learn to read. They didn't want us to read. They didn't want us to go to school. They didn't want us to do anything. What can we say now? What are we saying now? What can we say today about the things that we once used to be banned for? And many of our people died because they just wanted to read. They just wanted to go to school. Here it is. The book is right here for us to read. And we turn around and say, I ain't reading that. So The reason why I brought that before you and came back tonight, I said, if I get up early enough, I want to press that out and make sure I get that out to those that on my live chat, so you are aware of what you're going to be hearing in the year to come. There are this next year, and he said it's going to be next year. He called it 2000, what they're about to do in 2023. Then I had this happened a couple of other days. This white man, he in his little room, and I'm saying, why he's down all bent and all up in that room videoing. And he European, and he had to be like 55, and he's sitting there and he's talking, got a long beard, and he was talking about all the things that America is doing that's crooked and that's setting people up, even his people, just all kind of chaos that they setting up. And all through his whole video, he kept saying, they're going to take it down. They're going to take it down. I know I'm going to get banned for a long time. I need to stop saying it. That's what he said. I need to stop saying it. I don't care. Oh, yeah, they're going to turn it down if I say this. Oh, but I'm going to say it anyway. So the Europeans who not caught up in the system way of doing things, let me tell you, they are fully aware of things that is taking place right here as we live, and we're thinking I don't know what we're thinking. We're talking about things that don't even mean anything. And I would never have turned to that channel and listened to that man, but I just was sitting down. I said, what is he saying? Let me click and see. And when he started off talking about racial war, I'm like, he called it a racial pandemic. That's what he called it. It's going to be a racial pandemic. That's what he said. They set up, already planned a racial pandemic. That's what he said. And he said it's going to affect us as Black people. And he was saying, who could have came up with that? That's what he was saying. I'm like, wait a minute. They've been reading that book. That's why. They've been reading that book. So, and honestly, if I upload all my other videos, you will find me in there saying to you all that they're going to start a racial war. They are going to start a racial war. Now, the guys that comes in and the European men, and we get a chance and opportunity to kind of discuss it, they tell us they put away food and stuff like that. But they said the majority things that they put away was weapons and guns. That's what they put away. And I said, no matter what happened, you ain't gonna be able to win. They say, yeah, we know we ain't. But what this is what bothers me more than anything. How is it they are fully aware that the system is setting up a racial war, and we as a people won't even unite, even to feed the homeless or to do for the less fortunate, those that's in the prison, visit our men having prison programs or prison visits, not just for those who's behind bars. There are a lot of our men and our elderly men are in bars in their own home. You see, it's just so much we could have been doing to as we wait, even preparing to just because see what I'm gonna show you the ignorance of our people. Oh no, I went to the gun show. I got plenty of weapons. That ain't gonna help you, baby. That ain't gonna help you. That is not gonna help you. They see that we are a people that is not united. They don't care how many guns you got on your camp. That does not faze them. They see no matter how many guns these melanated people here in this country have, don't mean nothing. They ain't ready for nothing. They can't even sit at a table together. So they know about us. They got us mapped out pretty well. So that's what he said. And he was saying something about they coming up, you guys. And I started to think about Angela. I said, if I see Angela, I should go to her place. I should. But y'all, I get in trouble because I go off. I will strictly lose it. I will lose it. That's another thing I was thinking about when he said that. Because Angela, I remember getting Angela her first job. She was 12 years old. She was the smartest in our 8th grade class. And I remember getting her a job, her first job. And we worked together for probably a year and a half, maybe a couple of years. And she said, I mean, now she's a CEO over 5 facilities, STL Healthcare. And she have talked to so many Black communities and Black people to get that V shot. Oh my, the government had paid her well to get our elderlies and everybody shot up. And I told her, I said, you need to stay away from my people and stop trying to get them to take that shot. You need to stop. And I mean now. For a minute, you didn't hear her say anything on Facebook, but then she boot back up broadcasting. She's going to do it. Her brother said, but Deborah, you shouldn't come to Angela like that. Now she's doing her job. And I told him, you stand down. And I mean stand down. You think he said something else? He didn't say nothing after that. He didn't say nothing after that. All I said to him is, you need to stand down. And I mean stand down. He didn't say nothing else. So I said, she was on Facebook showing her hospital, one of her hospital clinics where she was getting the shot first as the CEO. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting here thinking what that man was saying. I said, now she will be the place they first go to. Ah, man, that's deep for me, because no matter what is written, it's one thing, but to live to see it is another. That's another. So I think that's deep for me. A person like me, that's deep to know that everybody is ready except for us as a people. We can't even what you call see what is actually taking place. And it ain't like we can fight through it. And another thing, I definitely do know this. It won't turn out like they would plan it. Not that. Oh, not that. Only way that's going to turn out, if they come up with that, a higher would have received a number of those who have embraced the InGame Curse, and he come and he get us out and let them that's left, that's not going out. See, people don't understand. He only taking out a small remnant. Okay, so those that are not leaving out, they're gonna be here to deal with what this man is saying they planning on doing. You know, they'll be the one here to deal with it. Now, don't get me wrong. Now they can do whatever they want. If I have to live to see that day, to just behold it, that means he will be taking me out of it. Okay, out of it. You see, because even when they do things like that, and they're going to, because I'm gonna be honest with you, and it's been going on for about 3 years. Them guys we just talk. And everybody, and our way of talking is just open. We just talk about it. And and they have said it to me too many times. And the poor of the poor, you would think they ain't ready, but they ready. See, because they're ready to defend their family and theirs and their belongings. I never knew, and I'm gonna tell you, I did not at first. I didn't. And since I've been there 3 years, I learned this. They hate the system. See, we thinking Republicans and Democrats, those who play around with Republicans and Democrats, I'm going to vote, who's going to win. Now, people who do that are lost totally. But a lot of Gentiles are not involved in that, child. They don't even tamper with none of that. Matter of fact, it will shock you to know that a lot of them is against their own country. A lot of them. They don't see America like we think they see, because they Gentiles. They don't see it. They hate their country just as much as we hating them bringing us over here. You don't know it until you start communicating with these people. Because I didn't know they felt that much about America. I be thinking, look, I had flags in the store because this one man come in, I always tell me, you don't have no American flags. You don't have. So I decided when I went to the estate sale, they had all these flags. I said, okay, bam, their flag. Did you know nobody picked the flags up? Them men do not come in there talking about America or great America, we the people of America, my country. They talk the opposite. If I knew how to make a bomb, Miss Deborah, I would make one and blow this darn country up. I mean, and I'm like, they are not. We thinking they are just like we thinking they are away, and they're thinking we are away because the middle one that's keeping the chaos between us is the one winning, because they got us thinking that we are to hate one another in a way that as if they have actually done something to us today, and we have actually done something to them yesterday. That's the way they or American is doing something for us, and they get jealous. No, they not even caught up in that. I get so many, and I'm gonna tell you something else I learned in the last 3 years. I did not know that many European Gentile males hate cops. Woo! They'll show you all they signs on their body. They would take their shirt off. Miss Deborah, look, see here? Yeah, I took his gun from him, and I shot his ass in the leg. Yeah, they got me. They got me good. They shot me right here. That's okay. I didn't let them get the best of me. That's how they talk. That's how they talk. They can't stand cops. It's just like they. So a lot of times they making these machines, these robots, and the poor thing about that is the cops, the police department, they are so ignorant. They're gonna destroy them. And they thinking they coming to help them. No, baby, they come to not only take your job, but destroy you when you make a move. So this is how they're going to do even those who think they own the system side. They really think they on the system side. And baby, the system don't need you on their side. They're going to get rid of you just like us. People don't know. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't know. Let me tell y'all this right quick. I know you don't know this, but let me tell y'all something. Did you all know that the only reason why America is still here because we still here? Do anybody in the live chat know that? The only reason why America is still here is because we as children, not children, we as Hebrew Israelites are still here. That's the only reason why America is still here. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Yep. It's the only reason why they still here. It's because we still here. See, nobody can't come on this turf to hire take heads out. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when you thinking all these years, America's been the number one country in the world. No, they have the majority of those that Ahia has allowed to come in to this country. You see what I'm saying? They still are a part of his 144. They're still a part of his order. So therefore, this country has to remain the number one until we are out of here. After we're out of here, that's when any and everything goes. And they know that. They know that. That's just how it is. And they know that we are the number one. We are the number one reason why they have not been destroyed. Now, the elites know that, and the higher officials who know how important we are. Let's put it like that. They know. It won't have no land. And it says it. I think you do say it in the Bible too. How it's going to be destroyed. So I believe, just think now, if we were already gone, it would be that. You see, that's the thing. And so when they thinking they making a smart move, they making a bad move. And let me explain something to y'all that y'all do not know. Let me explain something to y'all that you do not know. It is not the Antichrist and the beast. It's not a one that's going to reside in this country. See, this country is going to get sniffed out. But I believe, now this is me, I believe Obama is part of it. I do, y'all. I do. He's one of them. I just can't pinpoint which one. I just know that he is. I just know that he is. And it would counteract what the whole world would have thought. You know, for him to be it, he has to either be the beast or he has to be the Antichrist. He has to be something in there. He got to be. And I would also believe, like he says, the name of a man. I believe Obama got something in there. That's just me. That's just me. He got something up in there. Okay. But I do, because I've seen every European that has taken office, even as president, when they stand before him, they have to be on his left. Sister Deborah nosy. Now, she knows she ain't got no business looking at how people stand on his left and his right. When I did. Every time I see them, when I seen Trump stand on his left, I seen Biden stand on his left. Every president stands on Obama's left, never on his right. I look at stuff like that. I think that's deep. I think that's real deep. That shows me he got power. For them have to be on his left side and not his right. Next time you all see it, see if you all can see that too. Next time you see Obama, see if you can see that too. Yeah, I saw that singing in church. See Obama's picture in the Garden of Eden. It looks like him. Huh? Wait a minute. You seen the picture of Obama in the Garden of Eden? It looks like him. Where you see that at? I love to see it. Where you see Obama in the Garden of Eden? You are. I'm gonna tell you something. And I never forget. I was working in a dry cleaners / laundromat, and I had met so many professional people because they would bring their clothes so I can put them in the sign them up their clothes to go to the dry cleaners. And so that was taking suits and stuff like that. And these black men were so mad at me. Deborah, don't say stuff like that. He's going to be on our side. I said, baby, he is not. He's been breeded for a day as this. Y'all thinking he's going to be for y'all. He is not your nation. You can look at his skin and tell that he is not a man out of, I would say, I can't tell. But I look at his skin. His skin looks like Ethiopian type of skin, and his whole face feature is like Ham and Ethiopian. You see what I'm saying? That's what he looks like, or Arab and Ham. He don't look like. I guess I don't know. I don't think that was his real blood mother either. He ain't have no features, none whatsoever, looking like her. So I believe it's something else to that. Yeah, I believe it's something else. But I think he has a great deal behind the doors, doing a lot of things that is wicked and evil. I really think he's the Antichrist. I think he is. If not, he's close to him, because it's going to be two working together. It's going to be two working together. But all of that is not going to be in this country. See, that's the thing about it, y'all. Do y'all see what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all might say, well, Sister Deborah, you shouldn't say that. But this is how I look at it. I look at it as this country is doomed. It's over. Okay? Only thing that got it standing is, believe it or not, us, and always had it standing, is us on this land. Okay. And I believe that this country has already sold this country out. And I don't think they sold it this year, 2 years ago, 3 years. I think they did it right. I say 2004. That's when they started. That's what I say. I heard that it was 2000, but I think it was 2004. When you begin to see the trade building, the trade tower, the twin towers, and all of that stuff taking place, to really kind of throw us off, and they kept on talking about this ISIS and going after ISIS. All those are sort of things to throw us off of what really they were really doing behind the scene. I believe that this country took people's foreclosed homes and sold it over to others in other countries, especially China, to pay off some of the debt that they had owed. They had a year set. And after that year, if a United States didn't pay, though, what is it, 46 trillion, whatever debt that they had, that they would have to turn this country over. So I believe that wasn't just a plan of who they owed this money. I believe the whole country, the whole world, they owed this money too. I really believe they owed it to other countries, this money, and they had already sat down at the table. Like what I believe they already sat at the table. They didn't orchestrate everything that's going to happen next year, what happened this year, the year before. I cannot understand for nothing why is it we don't see that it's no such thing as voting for president. I think I voted I voted, I think, one time in my whole life. It's because Ahaya had already told me, Debbie, it don't matter if you vote or not. They already know who they putting in place in that position. They got people thinking that they are hating on each other, the Republican and the Democrats, and they fighting and giving you all a playground to tumble on, and they already know which one is going to win already. They already know because the underground power has already placed the one that they want in. It's already been to the table. Like right now, it's already who's going to be the president was at the table the moment Biden took that. The next one going to take it. You see, they already know who they got in there and who's going to win. And they know nothing and nobody's going to stop that. So that's the plan of how this United States is orchestrated. And then they answer to, is it UN? They answer to where all the other countries, and they already told them, well, okay, I tell you what you do. This is what I'm thinking. You all can bring in to our country people that you want to kind of eliminate in your country, but we just can't take them in as a big number. And we will open up the borders so they can get in. So these will be the same, these will be people that they are trying to get rid of, because they know that this country is going down. And when this country go down, all these other people that they have son here to be added into this country. See, it's a reason. If you ain't doing for your people in this country, how are you bringing thousands and thousands in all year round? And see, a lot of y'all don't know. They're doing it all year round, bringing them in. They bringing them in. They bringing them in. They don't care what disease. They don't care. I don't think many of them have disease, but I'm just saying they don't care how violent. They already closing their prisons. Everything is coming over here. Why? Because this is the place where nations are going to go up against nations, kingdom against kingdom. You see, and they said if we just put in the pot all kind of people, it's just going to be a world. They're going to set it loose, and it's just going to be a chaos. And I think that's where they're going to enjoy going back to the table and say, we need to nuke. I think I'm saying it right. That land, our land. We need to nuke it. We got enough people in there. We got it packed to the brim. We can take it out now. They're killing one another. They're doing all kind of things. It's no more going back to the United States. So let's nuke it. That's how I think it's going to go down. Oh, yeah. Because they're not worried about the Gentiles fighting up against them. They're not even worried about it. And the Gentiles already say, we know we ain't going to win, because what they got underground to weapons that they got, we ain't even seen yet. See what I'm saying? They have now. They talking about building a police station. From what I heard, and training them. And they don't what the real policemen don't understand the trick behind it all. They're getting rid of you all, and if they don't get rid of you, they're gonna kill you. So it don't matter either or. But you ain't gonna be one on the force as long as you think you're gonna be. You and your family is finna be without, just like you thinking the people are not about anything. You're gonna be that same way. They're gonna do you just like you did to people, and I think that's what's going to take place. And people are going to get offended. I really like, oh, it said it in here, didn't it? And people are going to get offended. I really think so. It's because they're going to start get frustrated. They're going to be so frustrated with the way America is doing the things. They just going to start either killing themselves or killing others. That's what they're going to do. That's just it. And that's why he said nation against nation. Nation against nation is people against their own people. Whether it's people in the country against their own people in that same country, or people in their own tribe or in their nation, same nationality, or killing one nationality, killing another nationality, as far as nation killing nation. Then it said kingdom against kingdom. That's the same thing. But it's more so we the Jews going to be fighting against skinheads, that sort of thing. Our kingdom gonna be fighting against one another. Who we stand in our tribe, all kind of stuff that's going on, and all of that. I believe that the Father has somewhat. I think this is Sister Deborah speaking. I believe He has released that, and that's what they're at the table, seeing how they're going to put it all so it can float in their evil and wicked and evil days. They're seeing how they want to float it, not seeing how, because they already did it. They already been to the table to plan. I think their plan is how they're going to execute everything in this country. And we're sitting around not even want to own up to the curse itself, or to what they're doing and how they're doing and how our people are destroying one another. We don't even want to talk about that. And that's sad. We don't. I mean, it's sad. We don't even want to talk about it. Yep. And I think it did say, didn't it say something about people will be returning back to their own country or something? I wouldn't suggest anyone to go over in Africa. Africa have wronged their people and have wronged us. I think Africa was one of the number one playing field for our slavery. And we bypassed them because they the same color, and not understand that they the one made sure that they got ships come over, and they held us and sold us to them. And we give them the okay and said, that's our people. I don't get it. I don't even want to get it no more, y'all. I don't even want to get it no more, because I see a people who ain't going to leave out of here getting it. They're going to leave out destroyed, not getting it. So it ain't even worth trying to make sure people get it, because, or at least think of it. It's just they minds just don't go that deep to just say, okay, I'm ready. I got minds ready. Because when you can get yourself ready, that means you know who's going to take care of you from that end on, and your children know. We serve a God that's powerful. He created everything, heaven and the earth. He's going to be the one to deliver us. You see, that's what we need to be breathing into our families and letting them know that this is who He is. And the same one who allowed us to come in, He said, you come in curse, but He said, you go out curse. So that means that when we thinking that He's taking us out of this environment, that we're going to be free. No, you're going to still be cursed. You're going to be cursed as you travel to the promised land. And as you go on, you're going to see a lot of them drop off, just like they did in the wilderness, dropping off, saying things, doing things against each other, taking each other's lives, all kind of sick mess. They're going to drop off. But by the time they get almost there, then somewhere, I don't know what country or where, they're going to come in and they're going to be seeing us tired. And they're going to help us. And they're going to take us over to the threshold, how would I say, over the line where the promised land is. You got a lot of people of us trying to say, where is the promised land? Shut your ugly mouth. Don't worry about where it's at. How you want to be worried about where it's at and you ain't even got your inner man right where it's at? So what difference does it make? You ain't going. What difference does it make where it's at? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. These are the things I say to you all, that how every nation of people are preparing. But us, we so far on the deep end. Because see, when we hoop and holler and try to debate and argue about where the promised land at, where this is at, and where it is, and we doing it out of a mindset of trying to prove ourselves, that's so evil. It's so evil. Who cares where it's at? Just get me there, Father, y'all. Just get me there. Who cares where it's at? You see what I'm saying? Look at where you at now. You see where you at now. Be just ready in your spirit to wherever Ahia is going to take you. It's going to be a place he prepared. And see, that's what they don't understand. Ahia ain't giving you no direction to where no promised land is at. He ain't going to give you the nail and the hammer to nail it and teach nobody and preach to nobody. Ahia don't rumble that way. So why is it we think that he's going to tell all that promised land right here? Here it is. No, it ain't in Africa. I know that myself because I know that Africa has grown a people for so many years. Even their own people. They didn't starve and caused them to die and shot them up with everything. The white man wanted them to shoot those babies and them kids and them women and them men all up with all these here vaccines and all these different viruses. And they let them do it. How you saw all of that. I don't know what people thinking in Africa, y'all need to sit your tails down. Africa ain't nothing. Matter of fact, he said he's coming to destroy Ethiopia. So you need to look in the book and see that. You see, they don't think. So, but I believe that my understanding is that to me, it's not ever important. I'm going to draw a picture of what I can see one day and show you all. I'm just going to draw the picture because the way I'm seeing it is actually like I'm coming out. You know me, I said, I don't care if I don't get out of here. Just I see y'all on the other side. I see y'all when y'all get there. And I ain't talking the promised land. I see y'all. I just, put me down and I wake up and when it's time to go into the kingdom, I'm ready, Father, y'all, whenever you are. Because the promised land was only to the promise of the land. You see? And it's certain ones is going to come out onto that land. You see? So those that are coming out, I'm glad for them. But as I see the picture, I still see myself coming out. You see? And as I see it, I don't see it. I see it. Have you ever seen that Harriet Tubman where the people was in the night and they was going down and being led by someone? And it was like the night just lasted so long. And we just going through woods and tunnels and we just going and we're being led. And that's how I see it. You see? Yes, there's chaos, but I'm seeing, just like for instance, Harriet Tubman, how they show those movies where they were going under tunnels and going in. That's how woods and that's how I picture it in my mind when I think of it, and I'm always in it, always. So the greatest thing that's really sweet is to know that when it is over on its end, then that's when he's going to pick it up and take us out. But we ain't getting out of here until he have fulfilled the curse itself. We ain't going out. We're going to go out the same way we in, cursed. When we go out, we still going to be cursed. But that's where he's going to release the curse. I believe when we out of the captivity of the curse. Oh yeah. We ain't going out. We ain't getting out of here like we think we getting. I think it's just too much for us to see that's going to take place. I think it's a lot of stuff that he want us to see, because I think we took those 400 years and we did nothing with it. So since we never did anything with it, we never did have the respect to believe that we were even cursed. Right now, if a higher were to take 100 million of us and line us up and tell everybody that knew that they were cursed, stand to the forefront. Out of that 100 million, you might get 200,000. If that, might not even get that. That's 100,000. The rest of them wouldn't even believe that they're cursed. They wouldn't even believe anything has ever happened to them. So that means what's the sense of him having? Okay, what's the sense of you cursing a people and they don't know they curse? Do that make any sense, y'all? What's the sense of you cursing them and they don't even know they have experienced being cursed, or that you did anything, or that they are cursed? That's how it is. That's the reality of today. And that's give you also a look of why the remnant is small. It is a small remnant, because many ain't gonna find the narrow gate at all. They ain't gonna find it. They ain't gonna even search for it. Well, that's just where it's at. The promised land, you laughing. Why you laughing about the promised land? I don't care where the promised land is. Father, don't forget me. That's right. She do it. I don't even care. Don't even ask me where it's at. Even though I know he did tell me about something that I didn't know we knew. I didn't know about it. From the Nile River to the Euphrates River. I think I'm saying that right. All that Euphrates River going all the way around, I believe, has always been the land of for us as a people. And today we got too many ignorant ones out there who won't do the search. Because I'm thinking only what he told Abraham. And when he told that to Abraham, that's what I look at. I said, okay, you told that to Abraham, but why is it these so-called scholars and Negroes here don't know nothing about it, Father? I don't get it. It to me, and it's really kind of frustrating. That's why I don't even deal with it, because I'm like, okay, here it is sitting right here in the book. What is it they didn't get, Father? Am I getting something wrong? Yes. Did that happen? Yes, that's a possibility. I can be wrong too. But it says here in Genesis chapter 15 and verse 18, it says, in the same day, Ahiah made a covenant with Abraham, saying, unto thy seed I given this land from the river of Egypt, which is the Nile River, until the great river, the river of Euphrates, I think that's it. But see, that river runs a long ways. So what are you saying, Father? As far as that river runs, on the opposite, on the side of it that separate it from all the others, that's the land. So I'm finished. Now, could that be wrong? That's why it's good to have the Ruach HaKodesh, one that's gonna speak to you from the inside out. Because that's a lot of land. When I bought my globe and I looked at it, I said, hold up, Father, y'all, where you going? Hold up. I said, that's pretty much a lot of land. He said, yeah, it's a lot of land. And that's why you see the river is drying up, And something he got in Revelation, 4 of them coming up out of the Euphrates, is coming up out of the ground. Right now, they having a Wayne Dang Doodle time, y'all. They don't know what to do because they're finding so much good stuff right now. After it dried up, all up in them areas, they going where it's dry and they digging up stuff, seeing things they ain't never seen before. Very expensive stuff. I said, see there, they over there even taking everything that don't even belong to them, but they've been doing it. So whatever. And the higher is allowing them. And I believe what they all going to start doing is claiming that turf. And they're going to war for it. And he said, I think it's how many? Ooh, y'all, it's so many don't die. That's in Revelation. Oh, they're going to die. He says, ooh, I think, was it? Ooh, it's not 2/3. It's more than 100,000, I believe it is. That's going to die on that ground. Next to that river. It's going to be, oh man, I don't know what's going to go on in there. And I don't care. They want to know who he is. He's going to show up and show you who he is. But something he said, he having the angels to release 4 things coming out of the river once it dry up, just for the war. I'm like saying, this is crazy. And the reason why we can't get the fullness is we have to be in the right place with him where he is sure to us and we accept it. And see, that's what we are not at. He shows us stuff and he gives us something. A lot of y'all don't even understand. He gives you visions and he's giving you dreams of what is to come. A lot of us knock it out. We take it and don't use it and don't write it down. And look at who talking. Listen to who talking. I'm bad at it. I won't write it down for nothing. And then next thing I know, before the days I remember. I should have write it down. So my ex-husband bought me a book. He said every time he got me 2 of them, one for the car and one for in the house. When it come to you, please write it down. I just can't do it. It just deep. It's just like it's almost like it's not even important. But if it's being given to me, you would think that I would want to, and I might start just doing that, just making sure I write everything down. Because a lot of times when the Father is talking to me, and he even tell me, okay, can you write this down? Okay, I remember it. And then he'll tell me 3 times, write it down. And next thing you know, when it's time for me, I know he told me, what was that? He told me to write down. My mother been telling me that since I was 6 years old. Why is it that you don't listen to the Spirit of God? That's what she's been telling me all my life. She said, why is it, booby, that you hard-headed? Why you don't listen to the Spirit of God? She used to tell me that when I was a little girl. What she's saying is, when I would tell her things, he'd tell me. And she said, well, why would you not listen to what he say? That's what she used to tell me. Booby, you hard-headed. Why you don't listen to what he tell you? Because things could happen. And when it happened, I said, oh, shoot. He told me that. And I began to tell her how things has happened. And this is why. She said, but why you don't listen to him when he tell you? I do, y'all. I'm hard-headed. I'm bull-headed. I don't know if that's the word for it, but that's just how long he's been talking to me. And that's why I said, hey, here, I don't care where the promised land is at. I want to know where the New Jerusalem at, where I can go. Anybody wants a topic that maybe they could talk about or cover? That maybe even need to be discussed? Questions, answers? But yeah, I said I was going to get back on here at 7. I said I'm going to make sure I wake up. If I got to wake up, I got to wake up and make sure. Because I mean, I was just listening to that man, and by him just saying that, I said, see, a higher will show you people telling you what's about to happen. I said, but Father, you always doing that. But the people still don't pay no attention to it. They don't. They could care. We are a real strange people, y'all. We are some strange kind of people. Because let me say, if he does all that he have done for us and he continue to do all these great things for us right in our face, why is it we don't embrace him? Why is it? Anybody know in the live chat, why don't we take him serious? Why is it we don't embrace who he really is? It's a sad thing. It really is. So I just think we just a strange people. We are really strange. Really strange. I think about my dad. I think my son, my oldest son, was his first grandson, and I was his baby. That was always his baby. I think about him because my oldest son goes to his grave. He don't let us know he goes, and he said, "My pawpaw." Yeah. And I think about the father that Ahaya had given me. I'm gonna tell y'all, the best father on the face of the earth. He was the best. We were told who my father was as a child coming up and how he would take things loose and try to fix it, or he always liked to use his hand to try to fix things and repair things. They said that they have never known him to ever have a fight in his life. His brothers, his mother and them, they said never, they don't know him to ever have an argument or a disagreement or a fight in his life. And I believe that because that's the type of person he was. As far as my father used to have a thing for black men, though. He felt a black man wasn't worth nothing if he didn't take care of his family. And you know what my dad used to say? Me and my sister, we were laughing about it with my mother last week. How my daddy used to say words like, let me say it. Y'all don't think that this is how Deborah talked, but I'm going to tell you. Them shit niggas. They need to get a job. They need to take care of their kids. My daddy said that all the time. When he see black men just walking around and hanging out, he'd say, them damn thugs. Woo! I'm laughing because I could see him now, never being serious about anything. And when he would talk, everybody thought he was a comedian. He wouldn't talk like that around people. No, he would just say that around us. But this is the strange thing about my dad. My mom's house was the type of house all the family from out of town would come to, because we lived in a big house, a real big house. And everybody come out of town, they come to my mom's house on Saturdays and Sundays, and every holiday, pagan day, everybody meets up at my mom's house. Okay. And my mom always cooked. She made all the food, and my dad could have 15 males there sitting in the living room with my dad. Y'all listen to this. My daddy only gonna give him an hour. After that hour, well, y'all take care. I'll see y'all next time. My daddy go upstairs to his bed. My daddy wouldn't give company no more. Sometimes he didn't give him an hour. That's the father I had. He didn't entertain people for no more than an hour. Nope. When you come over to his house, but daddy, your brother from California is here. Your brother from Arkansas is here. Your brother from New Jersey is here. They're all here to see you. Well, I tell y'all, I'll see you next time. And then he walked straight upstairs and get in his bed. I mean, I was like, my daddy did not entertain people. He didn't give him the time of day. So what, you my brother? And I ain't seen you in 5 years. You better get to know me in that hour, because after that hour. So everybody will stay up until nighttime, 1 or 2 o'clock. Guess what? Everybody, even when they come in town, they know my daddy gonna give him an hour, and he going up there. So they'll tell him, okay, they'll get up and say, bye, I'll see you next time we come in town or whatever. Because daddy, He didn't entertain people. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. My daddy never did stuff like that. My daddy made sure my mother, he turned the money, he got what he want out of his money, and he handed it to mama. And my mother made sure my daddy had everything. You hear me? Everything he needed and everything his 7 kids needed. All his bills paid, make sure everything. If he want to go out and buy him a suit and a hat, she go with him on Saturdays, because he won't go unless she go. He won't go nowhere unless she go. So if she don't go, he ain't going. Okay. So it was just a strange thing how you couldn't get no time out of daddy. You couldn't get time. You couldn't get no time out of my dad. And if you know what, y'all, if I just if you knew him, you would say, I mean, seriously, if you knew Mr. Burton, you say, oh, that was the daddy, strictly from heaven. Because he wasn't about chaos, noise. He wasn't about cussing and fussing and arguing. And he thought when he said, get your butt in that house, he thought that was a whooping, y'all. Isn't that neat? You know how many kids would have preferred their daddy saying something like that as a whooping? My dad did. But you know what, y'all? I think back in my family too, how we didn't have a lot. It's the strangest thing. But then you also have to understand when a higher has something of his in the midst too, you can see why a lot of things might not have taken place. But we didn't have all the stuff that people have in their household. If I wanted to get up at 2 a.m. and fix a bowl of cereal, or if I want to get up at 10 o'clock at night and make me some eggs or cornbread on top of the stove, or some grits and some bacon, if I wanted to go in the kitchen and get some cookies at 5 a.m, we wasn't banned. We didn't. Oh, no, ain't no such thing as you can't eat anything in there. You go in there and get what you want. Ain't no such thing as cereal for the morning. You get what you. That's how my mother raised us. She didn't ban us for nothing. You see, we didn't take advantage of. We just weren't the type of children that would take advantage of none of it either. But no, mama never banned us for nothing. And the reason why we got so detached to the holidays is because we got new stuff. Mama thought that the holidays mean I can go out shopping and buy my kids new clothes and new shoes. I don't get it. That's what mama did. To where when we got to be married and gone, she's sending us Christmas presents with bras and panties and dresses and suits and robes. And we were like, Mama, we grown now. You don't have to do that. She was still doing it, you guys. We up in our 30s and 40s. She's still doing it. We had to tell her, no, Mama, you don't have to do that. So what I'm saying is, what I try to paint a pretty picture to you of how beautiful of a family that I actually really had and have, in spite of us having our own difference, which we do have, and that's something you're going to find in a household. Just imagine all of us, 7, then my mom and my dad, 9 of us in a big house. And I think it's 7 bedrooms and then a small one, about 8 bedroom house. And we all had a large downstairs level, dining room, kitchen, living room, hallway, big hallway. So y'all, that was back in what? I think Mom and them got that house 1970, probably in 70, back in 70 or 70. I think Mom and them got that house. No, it had to be. No, it had to be 60 something. And it's all brick from top to bottom. So I'm just saying to you, we had a large backyard and a big old park, and it's a beautiful park. It's nice now, still there. I wish I could get that house, y'all. My sister and them talked my mother and them into selling that house for $45,000. I was so hurt. Oh, I was so hurt. I begged this man in Atlanta, Georgia. I said, here. And he bought property. He said, why would you let your mother sell that house? Why would you? And you mean she's selling it for that? He said, I will go down there and buy it. You see? And I was like trying to get him to keep his word. But I'm telling you that it just sold our big house for $45,000. That's what my sister and them did. That's what greed can do. I kind of felt bad because it was nothing wrong with the house outside of the furnace. They said that she would have to fix the furnace and it would take $3,000. And I felt you had 7 kids. We better up that 3,000. That's how I saw it. Whew. Just sad. It's sad that it was like that. But yes, she sold the house. And I said to myself, if ever that man sell that house, it just doesn't make any sense. It was sad. That's so sad. And y'all should see, guess how many layers? It was 3. We had 3 plus a basement, but we had 3 levels on top of the basement. Wow, that's a big house. And it looks big. So with Sister Deborah, she didn't have a bad life at all. And not a bad life at all. And it was almost like he said, you put your hand to anything and I'm going to bless it. And he did. He always did that. So a lot of times I thought it was me. I really did. I thought it was me just having that mindset. Oh, you want me to do this? I'll do it. Bam, bam, bam. I just thought it was me. I just thought it was me that know how to do all this. I look back over my life. Have y'all heard that song where it says, when you look back over your life and you think things over? Let me tell you something. Yeah, we do take our father for granted. Boy, me and my father, before I left home to move to Georgia, all we kept telling each other is that we love each other. I didn't get to make it home before he passed away, but that was the will of the Father. Yeah. But you know what? I just realized what you said. We take our father for granted. Are you talking about the natural father or the spiritual father? Because the way we do our spiritual father, pretty much the way we do our natural, huh? We won't honor the creator because we honor those wicked leaders. Yeah, you're right. You are so right. You are so right. And he did. And they said that at his funeral. And one thing I can say about that's what the guys were saying, is that he always felt that men should take care of their family and do right by their children and their wives. Oh, yes, my daddy was like that. That's why I can't sit here and just okay these men treating these women like that. It's like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't come up like that. Don't tell me we ain't got no good men. Don't tell me because I came out of house. Plus, I got 4 good men. And ain't nobody gonna tell me that they are not good men. No, they might have some things going on in their life, but they good people. They ain't out trying to do anything that's going to kill, steal, and harm anyone. If they don't help no one, they ain't gonna hurt them. They really not. Spiritual father. Yes, he did. Yeah. He had these eyes. He had some different kind of eyes. His eyes turned green, gray, and brown. His eyes turned green, gray, and brown. So my older sister ended up with them same eyes. Her eyes turned green, gray, and brown. And he had the strangest thing. Guess what? My daddy had this baby hair. You know how baby hair is? That's how his hair was. But my mama had, I call it straight out of African hair. Very coarse. And we all end up with her. No, because me and Joe have in between daddy and mama texture. And the other ones have mama texture of hair. Strictly hardcore, brittle, and yeah, sure do. Yep. You know what? I tried to piece the part where I don't know if y'all know this or not. The Most High always, throughout the whole Bible, talk about a people who always wanted to idol, who always wanted, they wanted a God, but they didn't want him. They always want something that they can idol, that they can worship, that they can go into the temple and bow down to. Or, they always wanted a king and somebody to worship. Do you all know that's what it is today? That's why these men can't get to where they need to be, because they still looking for somebody to idol, to be the same thing that Ahiah have said way back. You go all the way to Genesis, all the way to even the New Testament. It talks about how Ahiah always talking about how we are a people who want to see and believe. We want hands on. We want to participate. We want to see and believe. We want to be able to hear them in our natural ears from, seeing them. And he said that we have always been like that. And I think that is very scary, but it's reality even to today. Looking for an idol person so I can idol that individual. Here it is. A lot of them don't even have a relationship with the Most High, Ahiah at all, because they want to idol God. And they don't want him. They don't want to accept him because they want something they can idol and worship in front of them, in the midst of their eyes. And Ahiah said, when he was explaining that to me, I was like, but where are they going to get that? Where are they going to get what they're trying to get? And he said, want me to tell you how he told me? Through man. They're idling men. And I was like, oh, I never thought of it like that. He said, yes, they are idling men. And that's why they can't get to me. That's why they can't trust me. That's why they can't come to me. Because if they could come to me, then I would deliver them. Or I would have delivered them in any type of marriage they were in, as far as their wives and their kids. If they was having any problem, I would have delivered them out of it. But they didn't want me, Deborah. They wanted a man that they can look them in the eyes. And they got them. And that's where we're at today. And no one wants to really understand where we're really at. But you know what? I'm to the point where, okay. I even have pity on the dog I got. Because I'm like, look, I'm getting too old for this. And I look at him, I said, poor baby, I'm the only one that gonna do you right. Ain't that sad? That's the only thing I can see about this dog. I say, if I give this dog to someone, they ain't gonna do him right. And that dog gonna remember that little old lady at that house. I love the way she treated me. And I say, it's sad. And I said, Ice, nobody ain't gonna treat you like I treat you. Because I deal with him with communicating, to where he can understand me. My son them got over here and I showed them things I had taught him. They was like, how did you get him to do that? Because as a little girl, animals understood me and I understood them. My son, my oldest son, I went out and I bought him a rock wilder. And he was about a month old. He was tiny, but his head was bigger than his body. Poor baby, pitch black. And my son was so excited. This was my oldest son. And I bought it for him. I think he was probably 15. And this dog, when I would come home from work and I see this dog would look at me, y'all. He would look at me and it's just something he was telling me. I said, oh, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. What is it? And my son would say, well, why you say that? He said, I see he's trying to tell me something and I don't know what it is. What is it, baby? And you all, for a whole week, I tried to figure out what that dog was trying to tell me. This particular day, he came to me when I got off from work, heard his little bitty self with his big head. And he looking at me like, come on, ma'am, you know how to know what I'm talking about. I couldn't figure out what he wanted. I couldn't figure it out. Then all of a sudden, I just checked his whole body. My son had took his tail and wrapped a rubber band around his tail so his tail can fall off. I got that dog that night. took it to the 24-hour vet, paid them $340 to do surgery on that poor dog. I sure did. I said, baby, that baby was told my son, that baby was coming to me, telling me he was in pain, and he knew that I was the only one going to figure it out. Because, see, I understand animals. And as he was just kept coming to me like he was trying to tell me something, and I couldn't figure it out. So I checked his whole body over, and then I looked at his tail. I said, what? And I saw that rubber band on that tail bleeding, y'all. It wasn't like blood, but you can see his tail was swollen. My son had tied a rubber band around his tail because he saw it on the internet that if you tie it around his tail, it'll fall off. You know what I did? I'm going to tell y'all something. I have always been a non-tolerant type of person. I don't tolerate no crap. After I got him out the hospital, he stayed in there 2 days. After the vet, out the vet hospital, I got that dog out the hospital, and I called the place that I adopted him and asked him, can I give it back to him, to you all, free? They was glad to take that type of dog back. And as I was taking him in, I was getting out the car. This black guy, he said, ma'am, you finna give them that dog? I said, yes. He said, no, please let me have him. I said, no, this dog done been through too much. Because our men mindset is messed up, y'all. And it ain't just got messed up now. They don't understand how to feel these animals. And these animals are not to be treated like human. Even though they try to take on that trait because you give them so much leeway. I'm going to tell you what ICE did. So I turned him in. I didn't give that dog to that man. I ain't going to give that dog to you. You ain't going to be able to take care of that dog. He said, but I come here to purchase one just like him. I wanted one like, that's what I come to. No, I ain't going to give this to you. Not this here dog. This dog going to get a home where somebody going to take care of him, hopefully. Because my stupid son put a rubber band around his tail and he lost that rock. He didn't even get to see that dog grow up. I took him. How you like me now? You going to tie something around his tail? How you like me tying something around yours? Have you ever thought about how that would feel? Oh, I chewed his butt out. And I don't like animals suffering a lot of pain and having to go through things because they don't know how to feed themselves and they don't know how to do anything. And I don't believe in treating animals like a human. Okay, so it was real cold. You all, I'm quite sure it's been cold where you all are at too, right? It was really cold, and ICE don't like the snow, and we had a lot of snow, and he don't like the cold. I have never seen him go out the door, open the door for himself, go out and take half of his body and turn back around. Like, oh, please, mama, don't make me go out there. Oh, I got to use the bathroom so bad, but please don't let me. So I let him stay. Then I waited for like 6 hours. I said, now you're going to have to go out there and use the bathroom. He went over in the corner. I forced him out. Not with my hand. I forced him based on what I said. Out. And I mean now. He went out, went up against the wall and used the bathroom. He didn't want to go in the grass or nowhere where the snow is at. He just do not like snow. And I said, come on. I ain't going to make you stay out in the cold. And he was so happy. So I say, okay, you can stay upstairs. Just don't bother me. I'm finna sleep. I mean, it's not sleep. I'm finna get in bed and watch TV. You know what this dog did? This dog came in, and I kept seeing why he keep coming to the bedroom door back and forth. He's trying to figure out how I can dive into her bed and get up under her. How can I do it? Dog ain't never did. He did this. This is the second time I've seen him do this. That dog came across the hallway, zoop, dive straight in my bed, right up under, in between here, real tight, so I can't get him off. I said, Ice, you can't do that. I feel so sad for this dog because all he wanted to do was cut him. Baby, but Sister Deborah ain't the one. You human. Get your butt down. Get your butt down. And he thought, oh, no, please, mama, let me stay. All I want to do is you to love on me. All I want to do is be loved. Get your butt down, I said. You think he didn't get down? But if you saw how he dived from one corner end of the bed on the floor, coming out the hall, zoop into the bed, and I wasn't expecting it. And when he got dive, I was sitting like up in the bed, and he locked his head. What was his I don't know how he did it, but he locked it into me like this here. And I'm like, we ain't going for that. I don't play in the bed thing. No, get down. I said, furthermore, you going in the kitchen. If you can't stay in the kitchen, don't come in my bedroom. And he went on out like, dog, I wanted to just cuddle. And I do. But see, animals like that, I feel sad for. Because this dog, all he wants to be is loved. So when he come into the kitchen and I'm sitting down, I'm on the computer, or if I'm sitting down eating, if I'm sitting down doing anything, he'll sit there and he'll just look at me and won't take his eyes off for a whole hour. For a whole hour. It's just like, if I can just get one rub, I'll be okay. So you can't help but stop what you're doing and rub him. Because all he's saying is if you can just rub me a little bit, rub my head. And then once you start rubbing his head, he's trying to get up in your lap, as if he can't see that he's bigger than you are. You see? So another thing with animals, I have always been able to commune with animals. I know how to feel them. Let's put it like that. I know how to feel them. I know if they're trying to tell me something, or even they bark. I know about that as well, that their bark is a form of communicating. Yeah, it's been cold where you all are at. Yep, it's been very cold. Yeah. I think we had some below zero weather here. Yes, we sure did. Below zero weather here. But yeah, we and I just stayed in. But you know what I think I might do next year? I'm going to do something a little different if a higher will allow. If a higher will allow. Because I feel that I trust, I believe, I have the righteousness of the Most High resting therein. And I have the faith and the fear that I can't be caught up in the traditions of man and the way a nation of men and women wants to live. You want to live like that? That's on you. Next year, and I don't know, and I believe it would be next, the world called Christmas. I decided next year I'm going to join my family in that day event for them, but I'm going to use it as a ministry tool. And I'm going to do that all next year. Pretty much speaking spirit and truth. I want to let them understand, because my sister texted me yesterday. Are you going to meet at the hotel? We got you a room. They gave us another hotel because the power, their power went off at this one hotel. So they got them another hotel and gave them extra rooms. And she said, we got extra rooms and you can come out to do their Christmas thing. I said, no, thank you, baby. No, thank you. Because I think it's time to speak spirit and truth, even to you all and your families, whether they want to hear it or not. That's where we're at. Even though it's finished, you still in the race. What you gonna do? Stand at the starting line and just look. If you're still running in the race, I know I am. It's no need in just running in the race and standing still at the same time. I want to be more about what my father have taught me in spirit and truth. I want to share that with those that's in my family. I can't say if a higher has marked them or if they are saved. All I know, because I pretty much stay to myself. So, but all I know, if I'm in that lane, as long as I stay in my lane, I'll be okay. I'm not going to let people who don't even serve my creator, don't have the respect, they don't have they don't honor him, they disrespect him and dishonor him, and the way they conduct themselves on all these platforms, baby, I'm not going to let what I'm actually beholding a people that calls themselves the children tell me how to live. If any day come up as a pagan holiday, it'll be a pagan holiday to them. It can't be a pagan holiday to me. See, because truth speaks louder than words. Truth sets you free from any and everything that they have set up as a pagan day. You're free from that. You are free. All y'all have to do is go to Yeshua when he was born and follow his trail. It wasn't a place or he went into, it wasn't a place he went to that he was fearful of. All he was going in to do is speak spirit and truth. Show miracles and signs. It didn't stop him from going in because they were celebrating something that they should not have been celebrating. He never let that bother him. He never let that override him and what he came down here to do. He said, Deborah, I only had 30-some years on me. I ain't got time for all that crap. So I got to be about my Father's business. We have to understand, if we're still here in the year 2003, be about our Father's business, not about the business that the Hebrew Israelite says is our business, or what the Hebrew Israelite says we should be doing, how we should dress, how we should walk, and how we should talk. Because we're looking at them not conducting themselves in an order that represents your Father. And if they're not doing anything that represents your Father, how are you going to live by their standards and what they say? The world can celebrate pagan days. I can celebrate Ahayas, like the lady said earlier, holy days. I can call these days what Ahaya has created it to be, blessed. Why do I have to give it to Satan and tell him it's your day? When did Satan create a day? So therefore, you see the power we give to the darkness that he's not even entitled to. That's how we do with the world. We give them all this credit knowingly. And I'm not giving not one other. I said this year that's coming, it is going to be such a chaos. But yet at all, I'm not going to let nobody dictate how I look at the pagan's days or the holidays. All of it is pagan. All of it is evil and wicked. But that don't make me even wicked because I'm living that same day. So why is it I'm going to give them a day and make it Satan's day and I'm living that day? I'm going to make it about my Father's day. I'm going to make it about his business. Go and minister to someone. Preach to someone. Speak spirit and truth to someone. Know that I made a difference in the pagan holidays. Made a difference because I told them who owns that day is Ahaya. But when we buckle up and say, oh, this is pagan holiday, it belongs to Satan. When Satan had a day that belongs to him. When I didn't know Ahaya turned his days that he has blessed us with over to Satan. We have to make a difference in how we see it. And not so much as because what I saw. I'm gonna tell y'all what I saw. I got on here about 4 years, a little over 4 years. And what I saw on here, it was so much control, manipulation, them telling you how you have to dress, how you have to eat, how you have to walk, how you have to talk, how you have to submit yourself, how you are not to speak, all these things. And I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute, Father, y'all, wait a minute. Who created me? You or them? Whose breath of life is in me? Yours or them? Why am I living all these years for them to tell me how I am supposed to walk this day out and in? Wait a minute. This is messed up on the floor. Okay. If Ahaya comes for me today to come take his breath of life from me today, all I lived all my life was the way somebody told me I am to live. You see what I'm saying? I didn't live the life the breath of life that Ahaya gave me. I lived the breath of life the way man said it should be lived. But what about Ahaya? What about, why do we have to, on holidays, on pagan holidays, see it? And this is the sad thing. We get on all these devil platforms talking about them worshiping their holiday. Shut your ugly mouth. Shut your ugly mouth. If the world loves their own, let them love it. Why are you loving it and hating against what they love? Let them love it. They ain't going nowhere, and you ain't either. Because if you got taken out time to be caught up into their pagan days, which are pagan holidays, that has nothing to do. And what makes the holidays bad, you guys, is it has no glory for my Father. It does not serve my Father. It does not worship my Father. So then right there, that's the holiday. But the day is of my Father. See, they can take what they want to put on a calendar and do what they want that day, but they don't own that day. We have turned it over to them as if they own that day. But when you come and you want to say you awaken, you see how foolish you have awakened to? They don't own no day. Show me in any book and any lost book where he said that these days belong to Satan. Show me, just give me one day so I can give it to Satan and let him know, I know now you own it. Just tell me. He don't own now. Sister Deborah says, shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And that's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. This is a lovely day in which who? Ahia has made. So why do we take what Ahia has made and honor them in their worship of what they do? They say calendar, that's their will. Ahia owns that day. So we need to take something and do something that day that represent Ahia. He's the owner of that day. He didn't tell you those are the days that belong to Satan and he is. He didn't tell us that. We told ourselves that because we want people to be molded into a cult mindset. And they have done a wonderful job. They have done a wonderful job. And they have also, I heard a prophetess say this here, and she said, and I kind of hate that I had to hear it, but it was the truth, y'all. It was the truth. She said, our men don't even see how they have set up the war that is going to be kindled between them. And it is. It's in the biblical. It's in the biblical Bible. That's why I was telling y'all in Isaiah 3:25 and Matthew 24, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And it's in there about 6 times. I'm letting you know that our men are going on a war. They're going to war. And she seems to think that they're starting the war within themselves. They're doing it with the things that they're doing. And I believe that. I ain't going to go in and praise nobody on it, but it's the truth. They're starting it in themselves. And see, we want to praise them talking about because they the Hebrew Israelite. Baby, please. They don't even know they are fulfilling the Father's word. They are fulfilling the prophecy of his word. But they are partaking in it. And they ain't the innocent one, y'all. They ain't the innocent like you think. Because if they were innocent, they'd be doing things to represent the Creator within their household with their wives, their children, and everybody in their community, and everybody in their city, and everybody in their state. And then they connect to other states with peace and unity in a higher. They're not doing that. Nor have they done it since I've been on here 4.5 years. Not a half, but somewhere in between that. You'll see no unity amongst these people. All you see is hate. And it's a level of perpetual hate that's off the chain. It's off the chain. And then he's telling you in Isaiah 3 about where our mindset of our means are at. And we don't read it. We don't care about it. We don't want to hear it. We just want to put them on pedestals. So these are the people we putting up on pedestals who's not serving and honoring and respecting my Creator. But yet I'm going to honor them when they say pagan holidays. This is the pagan. Y'all need to shut up. That is not a part of our awakening to wake up and find out pagan holidays. We know that those are pagan holidays. They're not serving our Father. That's what makes it not a pagan holiday to me. It's a pagan holiday as the world, when I see the world, but in spirit and truth, it is evil and wicked because it don't represent my Father. I don't know if y'all can understand that. It don't represent my Father, so therefore it's evil and wicked. So what do? I don't turn that day over to them. I take that day and make sure people understand my Father's will. instead of handing it over to them and let it be their day. They ain't had no day. They ain't, who created a day? Why should I give the days that my Father created to the wicked of the world? No, not no more. 2023, if I want to step out and amongst people that's portraying the pagan holidays, and I want to portray it to them as a way that this is pagan, but I'm representing my Father and not this wicked and evil that you all are serving. Because some of those days you don't have to treat it, or not treat it, but perform it like a pagan day. Let's take the one that they have now, Christmas. Let's take Christmas. Okay, Christmas is a pagan holiday. It's a lie, it's deceiving, and it does not represent your Father in heavens, but bring that heaven on down and represents Yah. Bring it on down and represents Yah on the earth. These darn Negroes ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. To counteract the pagan holidays. The Negroes ain't gonna come down. See, when they sit here saying Christmas, 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 our men should be doing something to counteract their pagan holidays on the day that Ahia has made. And if Ahia didn't make that day for them to worship their Satan, why are we giving it to them like they own it? I tell you what, let's do something on December the 25th. We ain't gonna call it what the pagan holidays and what those who serve Satan call it. We're gonna do something different, but we're gonna recognize it as if ain't no day on this earth belong to the pagans. Those who celebrate pagan days, all days belong to my Father. In case y'all didn't know that. So next year, I'm not giving these years over to the pagans' holidays and the work of wicked and evil. He don't own nothing. Show me one scriptures that said these days belong to him. It's not a day on this earth that Satan needs it. You know what? Thank you, Father. I didn't even think of it like that. Ahia said you don't see Satan claiming those are his days. He's claiming the people celebrating it. The day don't mean nothing for him. He can't get glory in no day. He can get glory in the people that's celebrating pagan days. So Ahia is saying to you, for me to tell you, even Satan don't even claim the pagan day. He don't claim the day itself. The people claims it for. So you see what I'm saying? He said that he's not caught up in, oh, this day is my day. This is what I'm going to do. This is my day. Even Halloween. This is my day. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, the people do it. Those that work for him does it. But he knows that he don't own that day. Ahia didn't give him that authority. Ahia didn't assign days to him. He ain't got a day on this earth to come and that was in the past that belonged to him. Said the Most High Ahia. He said, when, Deborah, have I given him a day? Only day I gave him one day. And that's the day he knows already about. He know that day is his. And that's to the lake of fire that day. That's the only day he know he got. So I'm doing something that's going to break the barriers of what everybody, and that's how I have always been in my life. I don't go follow darkness. I follow the light. And if the light begin to come darkness, then I have to get up and swoop the coop. And realize, wait a minute. Hey, light, where you going? Where you going? Get back where I need to go. But until I come to that, I'm going to take it as it go next year because the chaos. I'm going to take it as it go. I'm not going to master things the way the Hebrew Israelites have mastered it. Said that it is, said that it should be, and the way you should do this, the way you should do that. Because guess what? Say, for instance, I do everything that they're doing in the Hebrew Israelites. I follow the Torah. But nothing about me. Nothing. I'm doing all that. But I'm not honoring, respecting, worshiping my Most High Ahia. Something wrong with that picture. And that's what's happening. They want to tell you how to live. They want to tell you how to walk, talk, look, act, eat, everything. But nothing is in them righteous at all. But yet you got to follow them because they say that this is the way. But nothing their way represents your father. And that's what the heathens are looking at. And that's what the Gentiles are looking at. He ain't coming for them. They too busy killing each other. Look how these men hating on their women. Look how they killing their women with their babies. Look how they killing their babies with their women. Look how they do. Look at what they killing their brothers. They killing their neighbors. They killing their mom and their daddy all over the world. But yet, they are the people. They feel that Ahiah has totally turned his back. That's what they see. They say if these people have gotten away to do, have been doing the things that they've been doing all this time and still doing it even worse. Sister Deborah, I'm going to tell you the truth. Sister Deborah, understand exactly a lot of things that they're saying. I understand it up to the utmost. And all you're getting, get understanding. It does not mean agree. That's what Ahiah also want us to understand. When he say in all our getting, get understanding. Understanding is a very powerful tool. It is of the Ruach HaKodesh. It causes you to understand why it is what it is. That's the understanding he wants us to get. Not to agree with it to make because you understand it. Not to disagree with it to make you understand it. He's saying that understanding any situation is a blessing because I've been giving you the fullness of what you are beholding and looking into. You have the fullness of why it started, why it exists, why it is going on. That's the understanding the higher want us to have in the spirit of who he is. Okay. So in all you're getting, he means that get understanding because the Ruach HaKodesh come to give you the understanding even of this book. And if the Ruach is teaching you, he'll show you things that's error. He'll show you things that's smeared in this book. He'll show you his voice. He'll show you his sound. He'll show you his throwing up and he'll show you his throwing down. That's the power of who he is. But if he ain't done that with you, baby, you don't have him in you greater because he's all that and some. And what I'm going to tell you this. I can hear daddy even talking. I can look back and hear my dad saying these things. And that's what my sister and I was telling my mother. The things that my daddy used to say about black people, our people, is 100 today. Even though my father wasn't a troublemaker, keep up everything, and he treated everybody very respectful. My daddy always did. Me and my sister was telling my mother last week the things that we heard daddy say to us. And we say it now, it is exactly the way he said it. And let me tell y'all what I've learned. I understand why white people don't want us around them. I don't even want us around me. So why would I buckle up because they don't want us around them? We have been liars. We fail to realize how we have done the Father, the Creator. Look how ugly we've been toward him. So how can we look so beautiful toward the heathens and Gentiles or the Europeans on this earth? And look how ugly we have treated our Creator. He have given us, gave us, blessed us, shown us for thousands of years the beauty of his give and gave to us. And what do we stand today? Killing each other. Killing our women, the one who bring forth our nations. Not taking care of our talents, our first talents, not taking care of our talents, not taking care of our household, not fixing our community, not loving on our community, not carrying on our community, not giving and gave to our community, not giving and gave in anything in our household, doing anything, but we won't honor, respect. We want so much to submit to us, and we never submitted to our Father. And that's where they messed up from the floor. He don't want a woman to submit to a man that has not submitted to him. How dare any woman on this face of the earth will submit to a man that has not submitted to Ahiah? Ahiah don't want a woman to submit to a man's flesh because he's a man. He wants a woman to submit to his spirit after the spirit has submitted unto him. And then when these Negro men would teach you that, they won't teach you that. They won't show you that. They won't show you in scriptures. They won't do anything because what they want what they want. I don't blame them heathens and Gentiles, these white people, for wanting us around them. because we are a ugly people inside and out. And it because you all reject the fact that we are ugly people and we have wronged the Creator. We have disrespected the Creator. We have profaned his name and what he stands for. We walk around here, won't honor. We won't respect. How can you get respect with your pants hanging down off your butt? How can you get respect hanging out on the corners, killing and stealing and destroying your family and work and not see the biggest, what the men don't understand is this, and you can say what you want. I had the best father in the world. A man don't understand. Every child on this earth came from out of him. So why is it that somebody else is liable for your seeds? Ahia never told you that. That's just like Adam going in the garden and Ahia told him before he even created her to don't entertain the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Did he pay any attention then? He ain't gonna pay any attention now. That's how long men have disrespected Yah and have not and will not own up to it. Look how Cain came to Abel, killed Abel for no reason at all. Brother, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get what Sister Deborah is saying to y'all. This thing is thicker than thick. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't see in spirit and truth. See, it's another thing speaking spirit and truth and knowing spirit and truth, but you got to see it. He that has an eye to see and an ear to hear, let him hear and let him see what Ahia is revealing and Ahia is suffering them to hear. You see, you can't think the way you want to think. You got to see it in the spiritual realm. How have we did our Father? Have we respect him? Do we honor him? Do we worship him? Do we repent to him? These men won't do that. My daughter is cutting up on the floor, and I'm gonna have to get over there and get on her. Stop calling. If I don't answer the first 2 times, cut it out. But the thing about it is that we have to understand that he comes first. He comes before our husbands, our children, even before ourselves. That's what he means when he says, seek ye the kingdom first. Seek ye the kingdom first. Seek ye the kingdom first. Do you think these men are seeking the kingdom first? But they feel that the heathens and Gentiles should want them around. Oh, they don't want us over in this area. They don't want us to come over in this neighborhood. They don't want us to come and shop in their area. I don't blame them. I'm my father's daughter. I don't blame them. I'm a living witness. I'm a living prophet, not a dead one. I'm here as a living witness, you guys. We are some ugly people inside and out. The way we conduct ourselves, we don't have no integrity, none whatsoever, no morals, no standards. And I know the first thing you say, well, that's not all of us. Whatever you say, that's why you cursed in a cursed land and under the oppressor's foot. You see? See, I can always come back with that. You think that was put there because you was good? You was righteous? You perfect? You obeyed the Most High Ahia? You respected the Most High Ahia? You think that you over in this land? See, that's why I tell y'all, that curse is not going to be released as far as us getting out of here, curse, until we have embraced the fact that we are some ugly people. That's why Sister Deborah can embrace it. That's why Sister Deborah can see it for what it is and don't have no problem speaking it. Because I have embraced it. I have saluted everything the Father has revealed to me in the wilderness and out of the wilderness. Whatever he shows me in the morning, in the midnight hour, under the water, I take it 100. I don't question it. Only time I question it, I'll be like, wait a minute, Father, y'all, that's deep. Wait a minute, hold up. Outside of that, he know I ain't got no sense. He know I'm just joking. But I don't have that in me for going into, if he blessed me to go into another year of 2023, I'm gonna be more enlightened and bright instead of following the traditions of people who say we the people, and you're killing each other left and right. And see, this is the thing about it. Everybody will say when they doing it too, look, Everything Ahiah did from Genesis to Revelation, do you think he said they did it? But don't worry about it. They doing it too. Oh, it's okay for you to murder your wives and teach these men hatred, perpetual hate toward their wives and their ex-wife and their other kids, teaching them hatred, teaching them how to kill their brothers, and it's okay. Keep teaching them how to disrespect the Most High Ahiah in every shape, form, and fashion, and it's okay. Teaching them all that stuff, and ain't nobody saying a word. Everybody walking around like it's the best thing that ever happened to a people. And ain't nothing in their communities. It's nothing in their communities. It's nothing in their cities. It's nothing in their neighborhood. It's nothing in their household that holds any type of integrity, because the men then went out and find just reason to do it the way they want it and don't understand. In Genesis, Cain killed Abel like a blink of an eye. What reason did he have? Do you see anywhere where he came and said, forgive me? Can I repent or bow down to the ground or take on what Abel left off at and repent day and night? Cain didn't say nothing about that. He wasn't finna repent. Adam didn't want to repent. You see what I'm saying? What's the difference from them and what was going on with David? David, every time he killed something or every time he did something wrong, he said, please forgive me for my sin. You see what I'm saying? He always said that every time he did something wrong. He always, in Psalms, you hear him telling him, forgive me, show me what I need to do that's right and pleasing to you. All the way through Psalms, whining to Yah. That's how I am. Always. Teach me. You see, that was the difference from Adam and the men today. They walking around with their nose up in the air doing exactly what Adam was doing. Never repenting to the Creator, y'all. Hey, wait a minute, hold up. He put you in there by yourself and told you not to mess with it. You standing there with her, messing with it anyway. It didn't take her to get you to entertain it. That's a lie. You see how men cover that up? You was with her. So her entertaining it and hearing it, you were entertaining it too. It wasn't that she had to hand the entertainment over to you. Stop that line. I know they said the serpent was talking to her mind. How can her mind override what Ahiah told him and him only? Come on now. Okay, she tempted you. If you want to say that, why didn't you repent? Why didn't you say, Father, I did what you told me? No repentance, and that's how men are today. They don't see nothing wrong with nothing they do. I would have suggested, now this is Sister Deborah, that every man would take out the time in the year of 2023, go back toward their seed that they left. Make sure you seek for your seed that you dropped and left. It ain't about what you can do to it now or for it now. It's about going and seeing about you, the part of you that you dropped in the lap of someone else to be responsible. I would suggest in the year 2023 that men would do that. I'll tell you why. Father, y'all see where you're going with this. You ain't leaving out of this land. He that is marked in the forehead would do just that. Would do just that. He that is not marked, don't give a rat's behind. 2023 is for you to identify if you marked or not to the whole world, to everybody on these devil platforms that tune in to you, that hear you speak, that hear you teach. 2023, it's going to tell who's who and what's what. Then the Father come telling me, well, now guess what? The word is going to speak. Ooh, ooh, wee! Ooh, wee! The word is going to speak. And it's going to be heard clear. That's dangerous, y'all. That's dangerous. He said, okay, you tell them that book, that study guide, okay, they hadn't listened to it in 1,000 years. They ain't going to listen to it anymore, Deborah. That's all right. the word is going to speak. So when you go around in the next year and you start hearing and seeing things taking place and hearing things being spoken, and you look around and Deborah ain't saying it and this person ain't saying it, where is this coming from? You ain't gonna even know where it's coming from. But it's going to drop. Truth will set you free. It will set you free. So how you don't need to come down to get nobody straight and get this. He said the word shall speak for itself. So wait a minute, Father. Yeah, wait a minute, Father. Yeah, you don't need me no more. You don't need me no more. No, Deborah, that ain't what I'm talking about. This is bigger than you. This ain't about you. This is bigger than you. Wow. Oh, so much for that. And like I said again, I don't blame them for wanting to be around us. I don't blame them because I don't even want to be around my own people. The truth will set you free. Free to be what? Free from lies and being deceived. I don't even want to be around my owns. And when I say my owns, I sit back and I can go into a mall, a store. I can go sit at a church and watch my people conduct themselves in a way that's very inappropriate and just ways that's just so ugly, y'all. And the only thing let me by, and I'm gonna tell you something, I told you I ain't got no sense. The only reason why I don't say anything when I'm out in the streets and see things like that, guess what? It's because the Father said, they done it to me, Deborah. I'm the creator. You see the left and the right, and as far as it can reach. You see the up and the down as far as it can go up and as far as it can go down. That's me. You see all power in the midst of you. Everything you see that's created, that's just of me. And they done it to me, Deborah. Me. These is the ugly people that have done this against me. So why should heathens and Gentiles like them? And they've been ugly to me the same way that they're conducting their ugliness here on the earth. That's why I think that we are wrong as a people. We are wrong as a people. We want to make ourselves righteous and look right, but do wrong and don't have no problem with it. Oh, yeah, my brother can go over there and kill up, go in the house. Now, if you go to the news, I ain't watching no news, but you go to the news today, you pull up CNN and NBC, and this is where our scapegoat is at. This is where, but the Father got me, though. He got me real good on this one. This is where we try to escape out of. When they doing it too, the heathens doing it just as much. The Father asked me, he said, well, are they doing it, Deborah? Deborah? Are they doing what they say they're doing? Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? That's what the Father asked me. He said, well, what are you talking about? Are they doing it? Yeah, Father, yeah, they doing it. Well, what are you talking about? Is it about if they doing evil? Or is it about hiding their evil because others doing evil? It don't make sense, y'all. That's what he's saying. If we always saying they doing it, we're trying to get out of what we're doing, just like Adam said. Adam, where are thou? I'm over here. Hide from the Creator. I'm trying to hide his sin. Get with him. The first thing he said, that woman you gave me, she caused me to take up, in a sense. Never just owning up to anything. That's how we are as a people today. We blaming, the heathens did it, or the Gentiles did it, or they did it, or they did. They doing this to us. They beating us. They killing us. Wait a minute. Hold up. Where's a higher in this? They won't tell you. They won't tell you where's a higher in all this. If they beating us and they killing us, they taking from us, they robbing us, they poisoning us. Where is the Creator who been with us since the beginning? Where are thy, Father? Where are thy? Oh, we won't do that. Because we know that we some ugly people, but won't own up to it. Won't own up to no spirit and truth. You don't hear no spirit and truth taught on this devil platform. None whatsoever. I was excited because hearing this one group of elderly men for talk about spirit and truth about the rest day. I felt so good just hearing them just speak on that, the truth. You don't find that. People so busy covering things that they can gain subscribers and likes, and everybody love that. They prefer that. They praise that. They honor that. But to give and gave to one of to give and gave to each other, to cause us, the give and gave will cause us to unite and work together and seek peace and unity among each other. They don't want that. They want to be able to go out of their house, kill up, go in the house. Like I said, they celebrate Christmas today. You key up the news and you see how many black men then went in their house, killed their mom and their daddy, and killed somebody. And then the first thing people will say, when the white people did it too, they making us look bad. And the father will say to you, but did they do it? Why is wrong right? Right is wrong. Did they do it? Oh no, we ain't got nothing to say then. See, we wants to make it right because we fall under their category as melanated people. We're not looking at it out of the bosom of Yah. See, a higher looking at it as evil and righteous. We looking at it as they bothering us because we black, because we the people. See, we're not looking at it in righteousness. We're looking at it in evil and calling it righteous. You know, we want our evil action towards the way we conduct ourselves to be looked at as pretty. And the higher said, don't go that way. You're 2023 devil. Don't go in that direction. Go in the directions in which I have taught you. And know that nobody owns no day. Stop giving these pagan holidays and these people who celebrate these holidays my days, because I didn't give them not now. So Sister Deborah said, I know I did more than they have eyes but do not see. They have ears but do not hear. That's what he said. Seek, they do not in the spirit of truth. They don't have it. And they don't care if they don't have it. They still think that they are the angels from heaven that's holier than thou. So what if I kill a million of my brothers? So what if I have teach brothers how to go out and kill their wife? This was this one guy, his girlfriend, he texted her. I guess he texted her about 3 times and she didn't respond. So he decided to go there and kill her. That's how bad it is. But we think that white people should have people like that around them. See, that's what I'm saying. So this is what we don't, like this prophet said, we are messing it up for us. We're doing very evil things that causing them to really stir up on us. But we're going to blame them from stirring up on us and ain't seeing what we're doing wrong to start it. And that's what I have believed for quite some years, y'all. I sit back and I watch our people conduct themselves in a manner that's not even human. And we ain't got nothing to say. We'll sit back and okay, all this stuff that they're doing. All this stuff. I think about how, what's it say? Puff Daddy, D Daddy, whatever. Now, how that woman that had his kids, they know, everybody know he had her murdered. Everybody. It's amazing how everybody knows things that our people are doing that represents the elites in their way of doing things. And nobody says nothing. Nobody says nothing. But then we want them to let us in their neighborhood. We ain't got no business driving in their neighborhood. Why? Because when we get out there, we're going to want the loud music. We want to hang out. We want to bring others into their community. Turn this loud music. Keep your tail out of their community. You ain't got no business in there. Don't go over in their community. Because they don't want to hear all your loud music, your drag racing. They don't want, why should they have to hear this? And that's why you got really very sick spirits on this devil platform teaching, showing news clips and this, and they not seeing it for truth. They're seeing it to support because they black. You see? And or they melanated. They're not seeing that you ain't doing nothing but trying to get subscribers and likes. You ain't helping these people because you ain't telling them spirit and truth. You ain't showing them and revealing spirit and truth and what they doing. You so busy wanting everybody to see the world in the way the heathens and the Gentiles are conducting themselves, but you ain't letting us see ourselves. Adam, That woman you gave me, Father, y'all. She the one did it. Never looked at or pointed to himself. That's what you see today. So I don't blame them for wanting us. And I have been in a store where all white people are at. I'm in there, and our people come in loud, hollering, cussing, running, doing things just off the chain to make them look and say. So when y'all don't understand, these people see us not human. And I agree with them 100%. I agree with them. We are not human. I agree with them. We are not human, even though we think we are. We are not human. You are not human. You know why? If you was human, you would have respect for the Creator himself. You will honor. You will respect. You will have the integrity that he's all made up with. Because he's the creator of those heathens and Gentiles. He's the creator of you, and he chose you to his bosom, and you chose to hate on him with evil. So you need to be hated because you hate the Father. And if you're going to hate on him, he allowed them to hate on you until you are destroyed. They are to crush you until they destroy you. And you running around here think it's all okay. I don't care where I go. I'm good with communicating with our people. I'm good with people, period. I'm sitting back and say, baby, are you okay? When they start acting a fool, I be, wait a minute, hold up, ma'am, are you okay? Son, you okay? And you can sit there and you can be a loving grandmama, you can be a loving mother, a loving sister, a loving female to their needs and the way that they are. But when it all sit down, you sitting there and you sitting there hearing them talk. Like that man that was on that highway going about 120 miles an hour in rush hour, going in and out of cars, and then tore up a car and caused it to spin all on the highway, and then blamed the guy that he hit. Deborah, you better stick with Deuteronomy 28. He said, even if I have to run this race alone with Deuteronomy 28, he said, take it on in. Praise the mighty God. Take the flag on in, Deborah. Take it in. And I'm going to expound on Deuteronomy 28 in the year 2023. Until thou art destroyed. Until thou art, I'm going to wear that sucker out. And anybody on this devil platform don't like it, lump it. Go somewhere else. I'm going to do exactly what my father said do. I'm running in this race. He said, grab that flag and go and take it on in. Because what he's about to do, his word about to speak. And when his words speak, who in a live chat know what his word is going to be doing if it's speaking? He ain't talking about this book. He ain't talking about Sister Deborah. He's talking about the year 2023, his word going to speak. What are he talking about? What is his word? Yep, he says, stay in the race. But he tore up the people. He could have ended all them lives. How you let him get out alive? And everybody's okay. He went in the car also and got his gun, put it in the holster, and had the nerve stand there and tell me they're going to blame him for it, and it ain't his fault. And in my spirit, I said, Father, give me some strength. I took a business, went into my car, got a business card, told them, here, get this to them if they need it. I saw it all, and I left. Because after I realized that, Father, why you keep showing me? Why is the Father showing me Deuteronomy 28 being fulfilled as far as our people, man gone? This man was totally gone. You the one driving 120 miles an hour. Rush hour. Everybody's trying to just go with it. I'm looking dead at him. You hit this man, and I'm the wrong person you should be talking to. And I'm sitting there trying to comfort him to make sure he's okay. And you know what I did? I mean, I know sometimes my feet go into my mouth, but Sometimes I just simply don't care. I was on the corner and I had to go down below where he was at. He was sitting on the curb. I said, son, I said, look over there at that car. He's about 50. I said, look over there at that car. First, you got to know how to talk to people. I said, son, look over there at your car. He said, yeah, ma'am, I just got it out 4 months ago. It was so messed up once before, and I had all the work done on it, paid a whole lot of money. And now I ain't got no car no more. He ain't crying. He just so hurt. I said, yeah. But do you see what's in your car? He said, I said, you see where it's hit? You see that corner? When you was coming in and out? Your corner hit his. Look at his car. He ain't hit in the front on the side. He hit right at that corner that your car on the passenger side corner in front where you was speeding, dipping in and out. He said, but the police, them, they gonna say it like you saying it now, and it ain't my fault. I said, but baby, whose fault is it? He should have got out the way. How in this is he going to do that? You see what I'm saying? I couldn't convince him, even though he let me in. And I like that. I like that when how you always let people let me in. But in me, when I get in there and I'm like, okay, Father, you mean I can't even convince that? You can't, Deborah. That's how they are with me. So who are you? Who are you? I'm the creator. Who are you that you think that they're going to let you in with righteousness? They ain't going to let you in. So that's why I have a lot of issues with our people even coming around heathens. And it has made it hard for me because when I go around to the state sales, they look at me like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And they just don't know greater is he that is in me than he that is even you in here. And when I walk around, when they see that, hey, this lady's meaning business, their whole everything switches. They don't see me in there hollering, acting a fool, cutting up. And I learned something, you guys, something that a lot of y'all won't own up to. A lot of white people also deal with you at how you act. When they see you act like you got some sense, then they don't treat you like you don't have no sense. I'm 62 years old, and that's how my experience has been as far as in the last 2 or 3 years. They treat you. Now, before then, they never bothered me or how you had the hedge around me. They never. In the last 2 to 4 years, they have talked to me, and you see them come out of their shells of racist. They still got it in them. That racist stuff ain't coming out. The way they deal with you, the way they communicate with you, you can see it, the ice melt when they're around you. Once they see, oh, she ain't conducting herself like they normally act. And boy, when they get in there and they see me buying, they see me knowing what I'm doing. They see me buying and they see me knowing what I'm doing. They begin to, my computer is going to cut off because I thought my charger was on here, but from what it looks like, it's not. And they begin, yeah, it's going to cut off. I'm sorry. But then again, that's pretty good. It gave me 2 hours. So I'm going to have to make sure it get charged up before. But yeah, you can feel the ice break. They see me getting, but see, they there to get one thing or something they don't have, but when they see me getting, I be trying to get for the store, and I be getting little things not saying, when can I get this? When I get up there, what deal are you gonna make? You know, and they see you, about business. They see you conducting yourself like you got some sense, which a lot of us don't want to do that. We want to be ugly like we are to our Father in the heavens, to the Creator. We want them to see our ugliness the same way and want them to embrace it. This flesh on this earth ain't gonna embrace your ugliness. They'll kill your tail before they will. That's why I was saying to y'all, when it's Kyrie and it's Kanye, if people would, if they would take that and they would do something, be positive and do something positive in the community and around the world, then yeah, then the Jews would be like, wait a minute, these ain't the same people. We done took their identity. We wrong. They gonna get us. Oh, they ain't scared of you because they see you still disrespecting your creator who chose you. They know he ain't gonna deal with you because they know that you still doing the same old crap that you always done to the Father. They see you still acting a fool with him. So they saying, oh, that Father, that the creator ain't coming to get them. And he ain't. He ain't coming to get you. He only coming to get the ones he has already marked in the Lamb Book of Life. I'm messing with my card, hoping that I can get it to charge before it die out, but don't look like it's willing to even give me that. And that's strange. But I'm going to keep talking until it's time for me to get off. Okay, but I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope you got at least something out of it. But I will be back, and we're gonna have a special live for is it December 31st going into December the 1st? I mean the January 1st, and we're going to do something special. I might even have a guest. Okay. I might even have my children, so they can go live and tell you how they say I'm hardcore. Hey, she mean. Everybody say she mean, and the Father say they just don't know what they just don't know what mean is. That's how they said to Yeshua too. You should see the stuff that they said about Yeshua. I was like, how could they even say that? All the miracles and signs and wonders that he was doing, but they still saw him to be the opposite. I think that is the craziest thing. How could he not be all that he was revealing to you all, and then everybody turn around and make him? And you know what, y'all? I bet you this is something you all ain't nobody ever said and no one talk about. Y'all notice y'all don't hear nobody talking about Yeshua? You notice that? You don't hear nobody. You don't hear the men talking and preaching about Yeshua. They ain't talking about him. And I just like I said, this is something going to be real sharp come to 2023 because they definitely done away with even talking about Yeshua. They don't talk about him. They talk about everybody else outside of him. And I appreciate each and every last one of you all. Yep. And I tell you what, I will be back. My computer's about to shut down. Oh, man. So, Sister Deborah says, shalom, and I will be back. Shalom and shalom. My computer about to shut off. Shalom.